Morning, folks. Today's soap is, excuse me, I think it's pronounced Valobra. I'm not real sure. Anyhow, this is an Italian soap, stick soap at that, and it seems to be a pretty slick soap. This is what it looks like. Been using it the past few days. Scent to me is just a whatever naturally occurring making of the soap. It's not a very strong scent or anything like that from the soap or anything. I don't find it offensive or anything like that. This is the first time I ever used this kind of soap. So for me, this is, even though I've used it the past few times, but it's still a soap that's new to me. And since I got the aftershave right here, I'm using Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Vloid. And this is not in production anymore from what I understand, so you'll have a hard time finding it. Got the I've still been able to hang on to my alum block, that little bit that's in there. Once upon a time I did have a rubber band. And my got the witch hazel here, Humphrey's. That's about how much left out of this 16-ounce container. It's got menthol and peppermint in it. And as goes for how much I have in there, I went by the menthol by nose when I was putting it in there. Didn't really count the drops or anything like that. I was just going by my nose when it was working at that point in time. And then as soon as I started to be able to pick it up with my nose, then I went with the peppermint, and I made sure the peppermint, I guess you might say, was the first note that my nose could pick up, and really the menthol's, I guess you might say, on the second level. But anyway, I just went by my nose and how it felt on my face. As it goes for the shaver and brush, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze some of the water out of this. This brush came by the way of Mac Metalworks, and Jake is no longer doing this, unfortunately. So in other words, a lot of the stuff I have from Mac Metalworks, or I guess you might say they're definitely one-offs. Really tough to find anything from him nowadays, because a lot of folks that got his stuff are pretty happy with it. But you might get lucky some point in time. And I'm going to go ahead and get it started here. I've already put a hot towel to the face this morning, as well as some coconut oil, using it as my Preshave oil. Go ahead and wet the face and get the lather in this. I have to say, this soap is not inexpensive. It's 50 grams as it goes for weight, and it ranges, depending on where you buy it from, anywhere from $13 to $15. But in other words, it's not exactly budget friendly in that aspect, because I think 50 grams is what, near the 2-ounce, 2.5-ounce range. But it does lather pretty easy. Can't complain about the soap. My nose being a part-time worker, especially here of late, when I've got it on my face, I can't smell the soap at all. And since I don't think it's scented, I guess you might say that's can't complain about an unscented soap that you can't smell. But it does lather pretty easy, and it does whip up a pretty nice, a rich lather, in my opinion. My shaves with the with this soap have been really good. Cannot complain, none whatsoever. The shaver, the blade, the soap, all of it's been working out really nice. I will say that I think what I'll do over the weekend is do a quick little video comparing the two shavers. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on the end of the brush here. Do a quick little video comparing the two and my thoughts on them. Some people might be interested in that sort of thing, because there's ever so slightly different shave feel. Both of them are very smooth, but I think there's enough difference in between the two that some folks, would like to get a better understanding. That way this video doesn't go so long. But I've had some pretty good luck face lathering this soap. But this is it. Once again, this is a synthetic knot, even though it may not appear to be your typical synthetic knot. But I've had pretty good luck lathering it. Will say though, face lathering sure can get messy. I get it all over the place. And even though I squeezed out a good part of the water, there's still quite a bit in the brush. Now my lather, if you're kind of new, it's very rare that you see a very fluffy lather, but this is my kind of lather. Very much on the wet side. Helps with the slickness because I usually shave with a shavette, and for me slickness is guess you might say king is the first part that I'm looking for. After that, cushion and whatnot, of course, is important also, but for me slickness is the most important, and a wet lather seems to work best for me, even if it is with a single edge or a DE. It also helps rinsing off your shaver. Here's the Hirham Commander shaver. That's what the end looks like right there. You may have seen this kind of design before from Classic Shave Mockman's razors on how that blade is loaded from the back. It's really easy. You have to bend it down just a little bit to get below the notches and it'll pop in place. We'll have to say with this kind of setup with this particular blade, which is a Kai blade, it seems to be maybe just a tiny bit thinner. It does vibrate just a little bit. It doesn't affect my shave, none whatsoever. I just happen to notice it from when I'm doing my shave, and usually I find it on the with the green pass. After that, I don't really notice it that much, but still a very smooth, comfortable shave. But for some folks, that little bit of vibration might be distracting during the shave, so they may not appreciate it too much. Handle feels great in the hand. The weight of this shaver is about 3.8 ounces. It's not a lightweight, but it does feel really good in the hands. So I've been shaving with this setup since my last video. So I guess this is what, 4th or 5th shave on this blade. These blades do well for me. I really like them. Smooth and comfortable. The shaves with both of the Enoch and the Hirham Commander, they go pretty quick. They don't last very long. They're probably for a single edge, a very easy going, smooth, comfortable shave daily without a problem. But I know for some folks they will prefer one over the other, and I have a pretty good idea why. In other words, if one person has both of them like I do, I can understand why one person would prefer one over the other. Both of them are very unique, but get very smooth shaves in my opinion. This soap, like I said, it is really easy to lather up. Quite happy with it. It's just expensive. Won't be buying a whole lot of it. $13 for 50 grams is pretty expensive in my books. The shave, and we're talking about totally different price points. The shave feel with this soap versus say like Palmolive, there is a difference. I mean, this is a more expensive soap, and it does, in my opinion, feel better, but not at that price point. In other words, when I got my Palmolive, soap sticks. I think I was paying $2.50 or $3 a stick. And I'd have to say, then when you look at this one here, at around the $13–15 mark, you know, when you compare the price point and the value and the difference in between the soaps and whatnot, I don't feel like it's that much better, in my opinion. But it is not a bad soap at all. It's just too bad it wasn't more budget friendly. Oh, I should mention, in case I didn't really make a point of it when I was showing the stick soap, is that a lot of stick soaps that I get come with a little plastic bottom to it, and this one here did not. I don't know if that's a big deal for some folks, but if you got enough of those kind of shave sticks and you save the plastic bottom to reuse them, it may not be that big of a deal. I do have a few more soaps, stick soaps, that I'm going to be going through using and squeezing the lather out here. I have went through a few. I haven't gone through all of them that's out there. I do have one in particular. If you haven't seen Shave and Butcher in Johan's videos, he suggested using D.R. Harris. And D.R. Harris would fit, you know, category-wise, price-wise, it fits along with this. So I do have to get a stick in. So I will be shaving with it pretty soon. And that one there's it's named Arlington, and it's got a really nice scent. I mean, you can't complain about the scent of that soap. It is really nice, just right off the stick. But once again, for some budgets, it's yeah, it's not exactly budget friendly, especially when you compare it to a palm olive. Yeah, but you know, there is a performance that you got to keep in mind, and what a person wants in their shave. Like I said, this is so smooth, easy going. My opinion, the soap is pretty slick. A lot of glide. I would have to say, for me being a shavette shaver, it is tempting to get some more of this soap though, because the glide is so good. I really like this glide. I mean, the shave goes just that quick. When I'm not talking, you know, of course, off the camera and everything, I'm done with the shave in no time. Very comfortable. Very happy with Enoch and the Hirham Commander shavers. Both of them are really nice. Now, I have to, I guess you might say, reiterate. I purchased these quite some time ago on pre-order. And since I bought those on pre-order, of course, the prices went up. And my recommendation is, if you have the patience, and I guess you might say if you really are that determined to get one of them, if not both of them, I understand, I would wait for the price to drop. I did that with the Versacum razor. Been very much interested in it, watched them for quite a while, and when I did finally decide to pull the trigger, I was patient and waited for the price to drop. And then one day, boom, price dropped. I think it was like $50. It dropped down to $50, and I got it. And I've been happy with it ever since. It's not a, in my opinion, it's not a bad buy. Can't complain at all. Both of these razors, I've pre-ordered them. Got one for $54, I think it was, and the other ones I think was $65. So, in other words, I got them pretty much on the cheap compared to how much they're going for now, which is well over $100. I would just wait for it to go on sale even though the regular price is somewhat higher than that. But I would wait for it to go on sale, because at around the $50, $65 mark, these are, you know, definitely good razors. That's a good price point for them, in my opinion. Guess you might say, if I was a salesman, I don't like dusting. Don't want the product sit around long enough to collect dust. This aftershave, I really do appreciate the, I guess you might say it's not a light scent. Not that it's light and doesn't stick around very long, because it's not, but it's not a super heavy one. It's a right in between, I would say. And excuse me, for me, just hits the spot that I'm looking for. Just really nice. It's unfortunate that it's not made anymore. Good stuff though. I really like this scent. Great shave. Just my face feels so good this morning. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.